Hey guys, just before this video starts, I just want to quickly say that I'm aware the green screen is in the background. Just due to poor lighting, I'm unable to actually fully edit it out because it doesn't register it as a proper green screen and ends up just making it blue. I extract the blue and it just makes it black. So I apologize for the fact it's still there. I just want to quickly say this before there's comments saying, why is the green screen not edited out? Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.
Hey everybody, and today for you guys we're going to be talking about one of the most interesting regional duels I have ever seen take place. Now, I've seen many wild duels take place in my lifetime, but this one by far takes the cake. So, this duel actually took place not that long ago down at the Richmond Regionals in Richmond, Virginia. Now, this was a very interesting duel I happened to witness. This happened in round 6, I believe, out of 9 rounds, and it just very strange. Everyone gets a laugh out of this video every time I've been telling this story for the last couple of weeks. So I went down there with one of my friends and spent some time with a couple of my friends down there. Enjoyed my time immensely. Got to meet some of you guys down there, and got to even talk to one of the guys that was in this particular duel after the tournament. So let's begin with this tournament where it begins. We are currently sitting down at our tables playing out our duels. There's about 19 minutes left in the round, if I remember correctly, looking at the clock, because I looked at the clock right before because we were going into game 2. I think there was 19 to 20 minutes, somewhere around there. And my opponent and I are side decking and whatnot, and we head into game 2. And as we're playing out our game 2, I had won game 1, I believe I did, and I'm proceeding with my plays to go off in game 2. The players next to us on our left are having a dispute, and my opponent is going off on his combo turns. I have no ash, nothing to stop him pretty much. I have my board built. So he's trying to think through his plays and everything, and I'm paying attention. And I look and see what's happening out of the corner of my eye. I think, if I remember correctly, the person I was playing against was playing Blue Eyes Chaos Max with the invocations. So he was playing Chalice Slime and all this. Here's where the story gets really good. So he attempts to summon Chalice Slime. His opponent, if I remember correctly, had one back row. One back row. He was down to, I think, like around 2,000 life points, I believe. So he activates the rituals card to summon Chalice Slime. His opponent says, that is good. The summoning is good. He activates Chalice Slime, pays for cost, summons Chalice Slime. His opponent activates, in response, Solemn Warning. What's wrong with this picture? Well, if you're a judge or someone that understands rulings properly, the timing should be this. To negate the summoning of a ritual upon the activation of the spell card being activated, not upon the summoning of the monster. So if I want Solemn Warning to go through properly, I would Solemn Warning the ritual spell that summons Chalice Slime, not Chalice Slime when it hits the field. Understood? That's the proper ruling. So he says, his opponent says, I negate your summoning by activating Solemn Warning. I'm like, that's not going to go on properly. And I look quickly, and he's got a First Ed D-Rev one. That's an ultra rare. So the very top of the end, most expensive version of Solemn Warning that you can have. I'm like, is this guy trying to win? Like, what's going on here? Like, this is weird. So the opponent that's next to me, the guy that I talked to later on, says, no, that's not how Solemn Warning works. You have to negate the ritual spell, not the monster. The guy replies, no, it says on the card, negate the summoning and you summon the monster. So for about 5 minutes, they go back and forth, and he says, well, I can bring the judge over. So the judge comes over, and lo and behold, to my surprise, I didn't know this at the time, one of my good friends, Kevin, who everyone should know, and he may be even watching this video, is actually judging at this table. So I get to see a friend of mine actually judge at the table and see his ruling. And I know the ruling, I understand it. So he's like, I rule. He's like, looks at both the cards, like a judge does, to understand, make sure there's nothing else, asks a couple questions, and he says, okay. He's like, no, you cannot negate the summoning of Warning because you have to negate the spell card, not the monster. The guy that activated Warning argues with the judge, who is my friend, Kevin, for 10 minutes that Solemn Warning negates the summoning of the monster. You don't negate the spell card. Even though he showed him on his iPad, no, this is how it works. So remember, there was 19 minutes left in the round. They have spent 15 minutes arguing on a ruling about Solemn Warning and how you have to negate the spell card, not the monster, even though he negated the monster. Oy vey. Alright, so the guy gets in a tussle, gets angry, he's getting upset. He's like, I don't believe you. I don't think you know what you're talking about. I'm like, what the heck? What is going on here? Like, this is worse than MST negates. Like, this is like when you were a kid and you told your friend for the first time that MST did not negate an effect, and then you had to explain to him for 10-15 minutes. That's what was happening right now with Solemn Warning. With the highest rarity version of Solemn Warning, Ultimate Rare from D-Rev, First Ed, like, my brains hurt. My friend Kevin's like, smile, like, he's being cordial as best he can, and the guy demands to see the head judge for a final ruling on Solemn Warning against a ritual spell. Alright. Head judge comes over, looks at the cards, talks to Kevin for a second, says, I rule in Kevin's favor, and walks away, and you just hear him chuckling to himself as he walks behind me. Like try not to laugh. So, the final judge, as you guys know, in a judge ruling, has the final say. So the final verdict is that Solemn Warning does not negate the monster, it negates the spell, as we've said in this video countlessly. The guy, immediately after this ruling happens, with 2 minutes left on the clock, extends his hand, shakes his hand, and says, I forfeit the duel. Oh. But it gets a little bit weirder. About 30 seconds, if I remember correctly, after they're picking up their cards, putting them away in their boxes, the lights suddenly go out at the regionals. Like that. And you hear everybody screaming, someone stole my cards! Someone's touching me! We're dueling in the Shadow Realm! Hold on to your cards, boys! Hold on to Thanos Dragon! Make sure no one steals it! Like, dueling in the Shadow Realm, I think I heard 5 times in the 2 minutes that the lights were out. And I'm just cracking up, because I'm trying to finish my duel. The lights are out. I am dueling literally in the dark for about 2 minutes before the lights come on, doing my combo play with 2 minutes left on the clock. Eventually, my duel concludes in a draw because I could not, but me and my opponent, who I got talking to a lot in this duel, were laughing, trying to explain to this poor guy over here that Solemn Warning does not negate. So I got a draw because of that, because I was like, no, this is no, this is worse than MST negates. This is a whole nother level above all that, what's going on right now. So I got a draw because I had a duel in the dark, and because we were laughing our butts off about of what was going on beside us. And both my opponents were like, me and my opponent were like, this is a draw. So we just checked draw on the sheet and just turned it in, because I was like, just seeing what happened beside us and the lights going out. For me personally, that was just a weird duel and real surrounding to be in. But on top of that, it was just hilarious to watch and to talk to people about this, because one of my best friends, the judge, the lights go out, I'd get a draw. On top of that, for literally 15 to 16 minutes, they're arguing about freaking solemn warning and ritual spells and how the proper negation works. And then he just forfeits the match and shakes his hand and gets up his stuff. As he's picking up his stuff, the lights go off. Like, dude, like, how does all that happen so quickly? It's ridiculous. But it gets a little bit better. So I'm about to leave. I get down to round 8. I'm not going to make top cut. I think it was round 7, and I wasn't going to make top cut at that point. So me and my buddy, who I drove with all the way down to Richmond, which I'm familiar with the area, I say goodbye to my friends, and I go out to my car. As I'm heading to my car, I'm opening my door, and I thought, and then I have someone say, "Hey, what you doing?" And I was like, oh no, what did I do? Like, the first thing that crossed my mind when like a random stranger says, "Hey, how you doing?" and I'm opening a car door is, oh my gosh, I hit their car and they think I damaged it. Oh no, oh no, oh no, where are the cops? Because the cops were right downstairs. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to follow a claims report, you know, again with my, you know, claims report for denting someone's car and all this, and insurance company. Like, I'm like, oh gosh, I do not need this right now. That's what's going in my head for like 10, 20 seconds. And he comes up, he's like, "Hey man, how you doing? I love your channel." My heart was up in my throat and went down to my chest. I'm like, oh, it's a subscriber. And then I get to talking to him. He's like, "Oh dude, yeah, you were the guy that was sitting next to in that duel." So we get to talking about the event and how it went and about the duel. And we were just sitting there talking for about 10, 12 minutes. I get to take a picture with him. Awesome guy, by the way. I forget your name, man, but you're an awesome man. And I get to talking to him, and we talk about the duel. And I said to him, I'm going to make a video on this, because for me, dueling from 2002 to now, I have never, ever, ever had the most craziest round. That is the most craziest round I have ever been in at an event, and the most craziest duel I've seen happening next to me in a long time. And it was hilarious, and it was just fun, and all these coincidences happened in that day. So I had a great time at Richmond Regionals, and this is my story that I want to tell you guys about the most craziest freaking round that I had ever been in. Lights going off, crazy rulings, people forfeiting duels, just a crazy day, but a good fun day. Oh, and on top of that, there was a car show going on the right next to the regionals. Good times. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Tell me down below, guys, though, what's the most craziest thing you've seen happen at an event before? I would love to hear your stories. So tell me down below, guys, what's the most craziest thing you've seen happen at an event before? Until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support the channel, please support us on Patreon, and I'll see you guys next time. Good luck dueling to all of you.